Maynard, bring up the holy hand grenade. 1, 2, 5.
Please, sir.
3.
Arm yourselves, America. This is Defenders Live.
Here comes the danger up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gonna stop. We gonna turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing, hey, yeah. Tell 'em turn it out till they get no more. Let's get this thing shaking like a disco ball. This is your last one that I'm gonna see go. I am not afraid of the storm that comes my way. When it
Oh, it's Monday. It's Monday evening, everybody. Welcome to Defenders Live, Mojo 50 Radio. As you can tell, the AI is gone. He is no more. He has ceased to be. Apparently, Friday was too much for him. A live studio audience with an AI is very daunting, task heavy. And he's blown a circuit or two. And I mean, fuses popped. And he had to take a break. But instead, with us tonight, we have the Dominique Izzo, the one, the only Izzo.
Whoa, the who?
The one, the only Dominique Izzo.
Thank you. Dominique, do I look like a French little broad?
You know I did that on purpose, right?
Braided hair with 2 loaves of bread underneath my hairy armpits?
I don't know, but it does kind of look like you got frosted tips there. Just saying.
Sounds like my Friday night.
Oh, Izzo, obviously on the rants of Izzo here, Mojo 50 right before us. So if you haven't listened to him, what the heck is wrong with you? And if you have listened to him, what the heck is wrong with you?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But tonight, filling in for Dylan Lyle, so that means if you sit on my shoulders, the two of us will make one of him.
We will indeed, mainly because both of us are short folks. And that's okay. I can handle. Oh, by the way, I did have my first cigar.
Oh, what'd you have?
I had I had Ron's.
Yes.
I had a Ron.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cigars over from Sueño de Torres.
Yes. And it was amazing, actually. It was very good. I'm not a smoker.
Did you eat before you had your cigar?
No, not immediately.
How did you feel when you smoked it? Did you smoke the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay. He has a heavier cigar. Smoking cigars for you might be difficult only because the time factor. You have to dedicate at least 45 minutes, and you're a dad.
Oh, see, so here's the deal, right? This is what happened. So over the week, okay, back it up. All right, a couple weeks ago, found out that my oldest daughter, she has type 1 diabetes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We've been dealing with it. Obviously, she had to go to the hospital. We had to do the whole deal, that whole bit. Well, people that listen to the show, friends of us personally, they wanted to come down and visit with us and have a good time and, just kind of help out where they could and enjoy company and have adults in the house. So we were like, great, awesome, lovely. So they came down. They brought cigars with them. They brought alcohol with them. They brought a bunch of stuff, especially food. And we just had a good 2 days. And the ladies went out one day, and me and the other guy that was here,
yeah,
we were watching the kids. Kids were playing outside, playing inside, playing outside, playing inside. We sat outside and
sat down,
had a cigar.
Dr. Seuss.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, first one, not going to make it a habit, but it wasn't bad. Right. It was enjoyable, and it made my whiskey taste better.
That's the whole point. Cigar smoking is one of the only things you do for pure enjoyment. When you think about it, there's no other reason to smoke a cigar. It's the time consumption. Like I said, husband, father, you don't have, I smoke 4 cigars a day.
Right.
So that's 4 hours out of my day. And usually I'm smoking when I'm driving. So if I got to drive somewhere, I'm smoking a cigar.
A lot.
That's a lot, and so that's it. If you can, yes, if it enhances the nuances of how it is, I obviously don't have 4 glasses of whiskey a day. I would love. And I have wasted this quarantine by not getting drunk. I have had literally 1 glass of scotch this entire quarantine, and I feel like less of a man. It's so ridiculous.
Well, I'll tell you
But I'm
this.
glad you did.
I'll tell you. I haven't actually gotten drunk. I have not gotten drunk. I have had drinks.
You can't. You see, you're again. This is the pathetic POS that I am, though. I'm not married. I have no children. I literally have no excuse why I cannot get drunk.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're
Think
right.
about
You could literally be there by yourself. But then again, drinking alone is always sad.
Well, what is happy about my life, for the love of God?
I
mean,
don't know.
that would actually enhance the loveliness of me, which would be, hey, dude, I'm drinking alone, and I did it once
You're going to be playing that song too the entire time, right?
when Alone Again Naturally by Gilbert O'Sullivan.
Of course, that one.
Yeah, when Doc was alive, I asked him one day, I'm like, dude, can I drink on the show? And he goes, I would be pissed at you if you didn't. So one night I did. I had I think it was a Daisy Cutter IPA beer,
Nice.
and I was drinking it on air. I was like, no, I can't handle this, because of course I'm not a big heavyweight, and I was like, I felt the control button on me, which is already kind of like flickering.
Yeah, it's a little fadey, you know.
Oh, it was ready to go to the wayside.
So you're saying that you almost lost control live on air.
Oh God.
You
And
almost had an opening day of Izzo moment.
Yeah, and it was
with that one
for
caller.
It was way too early for that. So I don't know. It's been over a year and year and a half at this point. So
Hey,
let's think about doing it.
do it. I think you'll have more control this time.
Yeah, we'll try it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it might be. You know, you might go off the handle. You know, it might slip of the tongue here and there, but I don't think it'll be too detrimental to you.
You guys keep up with your peeps online, right? Lisa Wanziak, she says, happy Monday, or whatever day it is. Happy Monday to you, sexy. And Watson Pernay is watching.
Yes, the Wilson Plenderfisk, that guy.
Well, we do know that if Watson is watching on one device, we know that his mule is watching on another device.
Speaking of which, you know, normally I have the most fabulous dessert coffee that we have fashioned to us at Mojo. Normally I have in my cup a glass or a cup or a mug of Watson's white chocolate caramel coffee. And I tell you what, APR coffee really knocks it out of the park. Every single time, every new coffee I have of theirs, I just had the JFK. You ever had the JFK?
I have not. If you don't know, I'm selfish. I only have mine.
Well, that's fine. You know, we're still working on ours, so that's fine. By the way, Izzo's Rage, it's a light roast and a dark roast mixed together, which gives you
as much caffeine as possible.
Yeah, it gives you the most caffeine possible for the darkest flavor possible. And it's what you should do. If you like dark roast coffee, but you want the actual caffeine, you get Izzo's Rage. It boosts you up while making you want to kill people.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Any of these, including the blueberry, which is Burr Hamilton, Dylan's favorite, is over at AmericanPrideRoasters.com. That's AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Amazing coffee. Try it out. Historically great coffee, as it were. And they also have a coffee club, I hear. You get to try samples of stuff.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. You get to try samples of stuff, new stuff that he has coming out. Maybe like the new stuff that he had coming out for us, potentially. Maybe if you wanted to get into the coffee club, it's there. Anyway, AmericanPrideRoasters.com, AmericanPrideRoasters.com. So tonight we have a litany of stories. Let's go to Texas. Why don't we? How about we go to Texas? You go with Texas?
I wanted to. I was supposed to be there. But
Oh, trust me, I want to go to Texas so bad. So bad. But let's talk about in stories. In Texas, 2 women were arrested in Laredo, Texas, after they were caught running a beauty salon inside of their homes. The women were arrested during an undercover sting operation by the Laredo Police Department. Officers from the Laredo Police Department were informed of the activities through an anonymous tip. sent to the Laredo Police Department mobile app on April 15th. The tipster informed the police that the women were advertising salon services on social media.
You want my little bit of chime in on that one for a
Sure,
second?
yeah, go ahead.
As currently, as to my knowledge, the only law enforcement professional on Mojo 5L platform. If you are within the vibrations of my voice listening to Stephen's show, before you turn it off, because I am on this show, and you're in law enforcement, you support law enforcement, you got family in law enforcement, and you condone the actions of this, you are not law enforcement. You are exactly what the left claims with the bootlickers and the Nazis and this. This is the most vile, constitutional, disgusting display of law enforcement ever, and I am embarrassed by it.
It's pretty terrible. This sort of thing, it doesn't make any sense. How would you justify this to yourself and to the people that you're working with, that you're actually arresting people for holding a nail salon when they're doing it in the privacy of their own home? There's no real violation. I mean, technically they could set up a wall or whatever else and do the freaking nail salon, whatever. Heck, they could be sanitizing the people as they come in the door. Whatever. No big deal.
There's no justification to it. And it took a long time for me to understand, because I used to disagree with the statement that when you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. It's a very common statement to describe cops. And I went, no, I disagree with that. And yeah, I've had to reevaluate my career. And I look back, I actually thought about it last night while I was smoking my fourth cigar. I can't, how many times because somebody I pulled over years ago, reached out to me on Facebook, and they're like, do you remember that time you pulled me over this and that? And I'm like, no. And then I'm like, you know what? How many people did I pull over that were faceless and they were just a violation that I saw? That's the nail. So you do have to look at it. A lot of cops have forgotten the oath. Their sole purpose is to keep the peace and maintain order in a free society. But they have become revenue generators. End of story.
That is definitely true. And you can tell that with civil asset forfeiture. You can tell that with so many other things that they do nowadays. It's not about protecting and serving. It's not about being a civil servant anymore. It's not about making sure that we protect the freedoms and rights of the American citizen. It's just about, making the money for the police station and the county.
You're not wrong. I can't tell you how many times that we would do some type of traffic stop, and if we found out that there was a felony involved and we could tie in the felony to drug distribution, and we would immediately run the note on the car to see if it was paid for, because we could then seize the car.
Right. If the car was paid for, you can seize the car. Then civil asset forfeiture. If they can't claim it within a certain amount of time, you just sell it.
Yep. Oh, no, or we keep it and it would become department vehicles.
Right, and you'd use it as an undercover vehicle.
Undercover vehicle?
Sure.
My chief drove a Cadillac Escalade back and forth to his home every day. That was his personal car.
That was his personal car that he got from
So
a drug dealer.
But here's this is the definition of a drug dealer. This is a guy who had a very small amount of cocaine on him, but unfortunately, the way the classification of cocaine is, it's automatically a felony. The guy had a little bit of an 8-ball. Now, I'm not condoning drug use, but I don't care about it because it's a victimless crime. That right there sees that guy's car. And again, the way you have to look at it, I don't care if this guy's, and I'm going to go off a little bit of a tirade. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. You're good.
I don't care if this guy is a drug dealer. He could have 2 or 3 kids. He could work a $15 an hour job, 2 or 3 kids. He has to pay the rent, this and that. Maybe he's selling drugs on the side, and that's going to get the money, and we're not looking at the bigger picture. Right. So that's my whole problem. That's my whole problem with it. But we just took his car. I can guarantee you he's not going to be able to get back and forth to his $15 an hour job now.
Oh yeah, no, not at all. And technically, I'm of the mindset to where we should just make it all legal anyway, because technically it was all legal up until the 1920s, and then everything became illegal. And at that point, it became a problem.
I agree.
It became a problem only when it became a legal issue, when the government decided to make money off of it and to arrest people for it and do that sort of deal. That's when it became an issue for people.
I was talking to somebody else online about steroids, and Joe Biden was one of the biggest anti-steroid person on the planet. That was one of his only claims to fame with his 40-plus year in government.
Anti-steroid.
Yep.
I thought his biggest claim to fame was that he groped and smelled every woman that he got in contact with, except for Michelle Obama.
Not yet. Not yet. Look, you just said woman. That guy's.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. She's manlier than her husband.
Listen, I'm not trying to insult her. The more I look at it, and there are pictures I see where she's clearly a woman, and there's pictures I can clearly see that's a man.
Yeah.
But
that you look and you see the face and you're like, whoa.
And he's and Barack is clearly from Kenya. He's not from here. It's whatever.
Well, only in Kenya. Sorry, that's another song. Anyway, I don't get it. So 31-year-old lady got arrested and was held on a $500 bond. It's useless. A $500 bond.
Then that's 10%. So she's got to come up with $50.
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
She was arrested for $50.
Yeah, and she's probably gonna get an I bond for it anyways. It is, and again, that's the media that winds up really blowing the situation out of proportion. I understand that. I don't agree with these arrests going on that are COVID related at all. Not one damn bit.
No. And obviously it's not as, I understand we're going over one and it sucks, but it's not as outstanding as people might think, because we have so many, we just have it, because of the internet, we have so many of these stories hitting, but they're all across the country. And it's all like one-time incidents, single spot incident. And it's all based upon the person that's actually doing the arrest, not the system itself, not the entire police station, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't know. Well, this one might be the police station because it was a tip line, which means that somebody
what kind of
somebody told the Gestapo.
Well, thank you, but then you have to, as a citizen, you have to look at what kind of police force is working for you. That's something that I talk to people about quite a bit, and I complain about. Why are citizens, and I know the answer is why. It's time, it's trust, it's the people you vote in. You vote for the mayor in your town. The mayor appoints a police chief. The police chief operates by the standards from the state that you're in, the State Board of Education for Training and Standards Board, excuse me, for law enforcement.
Right.
And they wind up going through the hiring process.
Mm-hmm.
But I see this all the time. A younger man, early 20s, 21, 22, 23, is an easily controlled man. Here's a badge. Here's a gun. Go out, write tickets. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, today we're going to go over to Stephen Aries' house and we're going to seize his guns because we have to. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. No problem, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Which I don't know where they would find my guns because mine all got lost.
Oh, that's a good thing. Please tell me you're not one of those people. I don't think you are. I can't. If you see people who put up their stuff on Facebook, they will put pictures of their guns up on Facebook.
No.
You've never seen that?
No, I know. I just don't do that. No.
No, why would anybody do that?
Why would you ever do that? No. Look.
Oh, my God.
Unless you're an arms dealer and you're trying to promote, no.
If you are a gunman, yes, a gun dealer, I would agree with that. But if you're like, look what I got today, and you put your firearms up there, you're asking, oh, look, social media is an information collection database.
Yeah, so no.
I would only show the fact I have a single shot. I think I don't know what the gauge is. It's a single shot buckshot rifle. That's the only thing I would ever show I have.
Yeah, and now that's the only thing that we know that you have.
That's it.
That's it. That's all you have. And you know what? That's okay. That's all right. Because over in, still in Texas.
We like Texas.
Texas Democrat rep is incensed that immigrants without Social Security numbers don't qualify. No.
Oh, incensed.
Incensed. The other thing. Upset. Enraged.
Okay.
That immigrants with Social Security numbers do not qualify for the stimulus. And what? I mean, that's...
And somebody's outraged that somebody doesn't get... Oh, I don't know.
In an appearance on MSNBS, KCDC Sunday, Texas Democrat Representative Joaquin Castro said,
Didn't he ran for president?
He did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. He's the one who looked like a James Bond villain.
Yes, and he sounds like one too. Said it was a grave injustice that immigrants who do not have Social Security numbers cannot get checks from the stimulus packages passed by Congress in response to the pandemic, and the promise that he would work hard to get his restrictions removed from that law. Quote, this is one of, I think, the biggest injustices that about what the Congress has done so far in the term of its response, the legislative packages, Castro said during an interview. If you're a worker who doesn't have Social Security numbers, and like I said, there are 4 or 5 major industries that rely on immigrant workers, so if you're one of those workers who pay taxes, who pays taxes using what's called an individual tax ID number, but not a Social Security number, you get no financial assistance, so you don't get the $1,200 and you don't get the $500 per defendant. So?
It's a moot point, and you know what? It's just meant to wind up sparking controversy and emotion, and it's a distraction. Same thing like out here, or out in New York, and then out here in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Like I read on my show, De Blasio's wife, who is black, is heading up a coronavirus task force to show the racial disparity in coronavirus, because you have to make a virus completely racist. So everything, and I am blown away to this point today. Not we keep making corona or anything racist, but the fact that we are stupid enough to keep believing it. I don't get it.
Well, I don't know if we're stupid enough to keep believing it or if we just don't turn off the TV. Because when I'm looking at it and I hear the people talking, and at this point, if you still believe that it is as bad as it is, you are a mindless zombie.
Racism?
No. The virus.
Oh no, neither one of them. Neither the virus or the races are bad.
Right. I mean, the racism was the worst, back in the day.
Yeah, apparently it still is.
No, it's not. It's not. Find another country as free as America that isn't
a country where two black men can shut down one of the largest corporations in America for a day of training on racial equality and diversity.
Right. Find another country that is as diverse as America and has less problems. Any country whatsoever, name it. Any country that is as diverse or more than America that has less problems. Find me one. You can't. You can't do it. You can't find that. Because the biggest places that people will name, oh, well, these people are doing so great here, they're all European, Nordic, white folks. That's it.
Yeah.
So give me some freedom.
You got it. Freedom's all yours.
Exactly. I'll take the American freedom above all else. Because it doesn't make sense that you would blame American capitalism and American freedoms for racism. Racism is going to happen no matter what because people are crazy.
Bias does. Racism, by definition, people keep blowing that out of the water. That proportion. Racism, by definition, is one race being able to oppress another one. Today's day and age, I'm sorry, the white man cannot oppress the black person. The black person can turn around and ruin the white person. All you have to do is say something.
Yeah.
There's a protest outside of your door. So bias, bigotry, hell, I'm a bigot. I absolutely admit I'm a bigot. But I'm not racist because I don't have the power to suppress somebody or oppress somebody else, their culture, that person.
Well, I think it's what I find it, because it's actually kind of disturbing to me. The idea of racism goes against everything that I believe in. It goes against everything I believe in.
Okay.
From the core foundation of my faith, it goes against everything I believe in.
I to a degree, me too, because I love me some Chocolate Sisters.
Darn right. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
But no, really, you can't get past it. But you also have to get away from it as quickly as possible. Anyway, that sound right there means that it's time for a commercial break, so we're going to hit it. We'll be right back.
I love chocolate love.
You just want a black titty, huh?
Italian. So yeah, I have to. I think there's a genetic thing where us Italian men, it's like we see black women and we're like, oh my God, I want that. And I'm okay with
It fits a type of mold
that
that we like.
I want to fit in that mold.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, why are you going to get upset about this? Why is it a problem? I mean, like I said, for me, it's actually a heart faith issue.
Nobody gets upset. It is too easy in a day today to have peace. Really, when you think about it, it's too easy to have peace.
Oh yeah, there's no reason to be upset at people now. There's
So
really
they
no real
create-
reason.
Yes, they create reasons for you to be upset. You should be upset about this because this is, I was talking to a guy who actually was a teacher at West Point,
Mm-hmm.
and this was a year ago, and he's like, this is the single greatest time in history. Medical research is better than ever was before.
Yeah.
It's instant where you can communicate with somebody. The world has become such a small place. People are living longer. There's nothing you cannot do in America today. And I'm like, that's a good point. So 90% of us, if all these politicians died, I will guarantee you America would be an extremely happy place.
And also you can't just have the politicians. It also has to be the race baiters and all the rest of it, because the rabble rousers and all those the ones that are bad. Obviously, we're here on Mojo 50, so there are some rabble rousers, but the
Watson,
I know, it's crazy. All right.
speaking of racist,
Oh, coming back.
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
All right. Defenders Live. Oh, nice. You did the Vogue thing. That's good. Yeah. Defenders Live Mojo 50. Welcome back, everybody. You can find us, doaeshow.com, doaeshow.com. That's where you can get all the Defenders gear, Jackhole Nation gear as well. That is the home of it. And you can also get the brand new handmade Defenders tumbler. It's our Eagle logo on a black tumbler, 32 ounce. Beautifully done. Remarkable finish. And I'll tell you what, it is. It goes to, all the proceeds go to local individual that we know here. Literally, we keep like $1 of the profits. She gets all the rest of it, and it's good. It helps support a mom, stay at home, 2 kids.
you single?
No, she is
hot?
not. She's not single. Is she hot? She's a good-looking lady.
Hey.
Go check it out. doaeshow.com. doaeshow.com/shop is where you go. Also, don't forget the mojo50.com. Mojo50.com is where you go if you want to listen to pretty much everybody else. I know this is the dumpster fire. This is the end, the caboose. Dumpster fire of the Mojo 50, and we love it. We enjoy it. It's easy, and thus we want to keep going. But if you want to listen to people that are actually intelligent, if you want to listen to good commentary, you might want to check out the people on the rest of the network, including those weekend shows. They get not a lot of love, but they're very smart folks. Check them out. Go to mojo50.com, mojo50.com. When you're there, if you feel so inclined, hit the donate button and put in for $25. If you donate $25 or more, you get a Rocky Stucci Meatball Army t-shirt. Now until the end of the month, which is coming up very quick. What is that, like 7 days?
Couple
60?
days. No, 7? No.
Six,
less than that.
5, 4? What day is it? It's 3
Today's
days?
the 27th. We have they have 3 days. Today, plus 3.
3.5 days. You have 3.5 days left. 3 1/4, 3/10, 3 1/10 day. Go check them out. Mojo50.com. Hit the donate button. Put in $25 or more. You get the Rocky Stucci Meatball Army. You can find Rocky Stucci here on Mojo50, midnight Eastern time. So he starts off the entire day for Mojo.
Kim Jong-un, dead or alive?
Coma.
If he dies, are they going to war?
No, but the sister is taking over.
So I had some information 2 weeks ago, two Sundays ago, and the phone call came in, and it was I don't want to say his name just yet, but he talked about it. I don't want to say his name, but he had said that he had intel information from military personnel that said there was a credible threat 2 Sundays ago. Nuclear explosions in the atmosphere over America in strategic places, major cities.
Yeah.
And they were going to blame it on North Korea, but it wasn't from North Korea. And the explosions in the air, the nuclear detonations in the air would atomize the fact of igniting sulfides in the air, which would get into our lungs and kill us all. But the person I told us to said just kind of sip on salt water if that happens, because the salt neutralizes the sodium neutralizes the sulfide action. But I found that kind of curious. And I think everything with COVID is political, including they can't create a war with North Korea, who would be an easy enough little enough nation to wipe off the map. But I think more and more everything is proving this is 100% a political agenda.
Oh, it's completely political. And the fact that he's currently in a coma after having some sort of problem tells me that it's a coup as well.
Yep.
It's an internal coup. His sister killed him.
Well, he killed his uncle or whatever.
Exactly. It's a family squabble. His sister killed him, and we're backing his sister.
No, okay.
I'm pretty sure you would.
I don't know. The problem, and I'm not being racist on this one, problem with my sexual urges or the lack thereof for
She's tiny.
Asian is, what was the movie? The Hangover 3 or whatever.
Okay.
You just can't tell which one's a post-op transsexual. There are way too many lady boys.
Oh, you're
Way too many lady boys who are Asian. And
that's the soy, buddy. That's the soy.
Thank you. I just can't. They're too androgynous.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. You have to have one that actually is full bust, or else you're not going through it, right? Completely understand that. But Blessed Indiana,
Lucy Liu in a heartbeat.
Oh, sure, definitely. So Blessed Indiana, Mike, over on the MeWe's, she's hot in a Bond villain kind of way.
Lucy Liu?
No. Kim's sister.
Oh, I haven't seen her.
You haven't seen the pictures?
No, I have to look.
Oh man, everybody in everybody and their mother were fawning over her in this like diplomatic meeting or something that she was brought to. They got pictures all over of her, and it was crazy. Like everybody was fawning over her. It's like, well, she's okay. She's okay.
Oh, dude, yeah, she'll wreck you.
Yeah, she'll burn you.
She's got that laissez-faire disinterest, kind of like you bore me.
Yeah, right. But also that she will kill you in an instant. It's that behind the eyes, she will kill you. And it's not good. So, speaking of Democrats, the Senate Democrats,
scumbags,
all of them, they have now come out and wholeheartedly denied any accusations against the one, the only, Joe Biden.
I'm okay with that. I'm truly okay with that. There was a woman who tweeted out yesterday, and her tweet, she's just, very small account, but her tweet went viral, where she literally said on there, I'm paraphrasing, but it is literal, that she would support the rapist over Donald Trump. And she would support Joe Biden if he raped 100 women over Donald Trump any day of the week. And I think it's great that they are continuing to support Biden because they are showing without any hesitation they do not care about women at all.
No.
The hypocrisy of them.
They care nothing about women. If they cared about women, they wouldn't allow anybody that had any sort of even a glimmer of this sort of thing on record on their books. But they allow it all the time. And Joe Biden is obviously a big one, considering we consider him creepy Uncle Joe, and we have millions of pictures of him, sniffing young girls all the way up to like 90-year-old women's hair. And
Listen, I'll defend that a little bit. Just a little bit. But I want to qualify this. I want to play devil's advocate.
Okay.
Just to be fair, because it's like all of us are going, "Oh my God, this is so ridiculous." I think he is a sexual predator. Do not get me wrong. He is the repetitive nature of his actions, the display of I can do what I want is indicative of a power that nobody has ever challenged him on. But he also does it with men, poking them in the chest. So I think that Biden is the epitome of a politician, shaking hands and kissing babies.
Right.
I think it is a practice of years and years and years ago. You can fault it on his dementia that is clear and his inability to respect boundaries. But on that other side of that coin, which is so thin, it is so thin, you can tell that there is a massive overtone of sexuality in what he's doing. He's not just doing it because he's a politician. If you removed it, I would defend 100%. Listen, he's just an old guy that comes from a different time, handshakes and hugs and kissing babies. But you can see there is some sexuality to what he's doing, and it is blatant.
Oh, yeah, it's obvious. It is staring you right in the face. All he would have to do is one more move, and you would know, like, without a doubt, he would be arrested.
Why hasn't he been? So there's a video of him when he was campaigning of a woman challenging him with a question that she goes away. He grabs her arm and pulls her back. I mean, he jerked her back, and I'm going right there. That in Illinois, that's battery.
Yes.
That I can guarantee you that woman would not be like, I want him arrested. She would have every legal grounds to have him arrested on that. But, they're not going to do it. They're not going to challenge him.
No, they're not going to challenge him. I mean, it's when you have something like that, these people don't believe that he would be arrested in the first place, so they don't even bring it up. But then you also have the idea that they see him as above them and not as a person, or technically as a civil servant who, in essence, is your employee.
I had a badge. And it got me into clubs. It got me out of traffic tickets if I drove places. It was power. I'm not going to deny that.
No, yeah.
And it was so easy when anybody ever used to challenge me, I would just say, I'm a cop. And boom, the fight was instantly taken out of them. I can't imagine the power of being a senator and a vice president, and
for so many years,
and not letting that completely overrun you. These people, you're gonna tell me Hillary Clinton doesn't know she can get away with anything?
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
She can get away with murder. Biden can get away with murder.
Yes.
Look at his bragging about getting that guy fired, and if I'm leaving here in 6 hours. The power is addicting.
His brother, his son, his uncles, his nephews, they can get away with whatever the hell they want because they're related, because they have Biden as their last name. And that's the crap that we shouldn't have here in America. That's the crap that we should look at and say, okay, that is corruption at its core. People talk about the free market being solely corrupt and capitalism and blah, 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 blah. You want to see corruption, you go to the government. You want to see corruption, you go to the positions of civil servants that have been put on a pedestal of power.
We're going to talk. We still have kings and queens in this country.
Yes.
The Kennedys, the Clintons.
Oh, gosh.
I'm
sorry, but how many people mourned over, I'm I don't want anybody to die. I don't want everybody's kids to die or anything like that. But the idea that a political family, the Kennedys, who have been known for their corruption since they started, since their family was in a started political push, any of those political pushes that they started way back in the day, the grandfather's grandfather, Kennedy, all the way up, known for politicians.
Yeah, Onassis.
Yeah, known for politicians all the way through. And people are more like, we have a public mourning for the grandkid. And I'm sorry about that grandkid.
You were bred to be brainwashed that people were better than you.
Right. I'm sorry that you lost your grandkid, but I'm not forcibly mourning over the fact because their last name was Kennedy.
Yeah. It does nothing.
It does nothing for us. It doesn't help us as a country. It doesn't help us as a community. It doesn't help them as a people or a family, except for it makes them worse.
You have to have leadership, and I don't disparage that whatsoever, because without it, everybody who wants some utopian society, unfortunately, there will never be equality because you're still going to want somebody who ruins it. You're going to want somebody who destroys it. You can't have everybody thinking, oh, look, every one of us is going to have this, be equal, be happy, because one person is going to be still dissatisfied. They're going to want to rob and kill and maim and all. You're never going to be able to breed that out. So you do need some type of leadership.
Yes.
I just don't know why leadership has to be legacies, why it has to be based on money. I don't understand why. And now, granted, I get what you pay for. It's a capitalist country, and I want it to happen. But I don't understand how you have such filthy, rich politicians making millions and millions of dollars who are billionaires. I don't get it.
I don't either. And what I don't understand is politicians who claim to be socialist that have 5 beach houses and have multi-millions of dollars. And they've never worked a day in their life ever. Literally worked. They've never actually worked physically.
Well, what bothers you more? What bothers you more is the fact that he was a socialist, or his people are so brainwashed that they give him a free pass on not being one.
Both. Honestly, both. Like the fact that he has anybody that follows him and respects him as a person and an individual based on that one factor alone, that in his ideology, his entire ideology is hypocritical because of his actions and his attitudes towards it. He doesn't even give away like 10% of his income to charity, and yet he's trying to force everybody else to pay for everybody else's stuff.
A lot of people don't realize the political campaign contributions. So my campaign when I ran for sheriff was Izzo for Sheriff 2018. If I had I had a specific title, the sheriff position, and the year. If my campaign was the people for Dominic Izzo, I could have kept it open. I could have still maintained contributions today, even though I lost the election 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I could say, well, I may be running again in 2022 for Senate. I may be running in 2022 for Congress. Bernie Sanders, all that money he made, it's his.
Yeah, it's his, and it's his for good.
Yep.
It's his forever. Just like the Obamas when they did all that, and now they signed a book deal, and then they signed the Netflix deal, and then they got all the other deals, and they've got multi billions and millions of dollars because people found them popular, even though what they said was completely against what they did in their life. And it doesn't make any sense to me. You're popular because you can read a teleprompter well.
Greatest orator in history, next to Adolf Hitler.
Right.
Sorry, Barack Obama is the single greatest orator of this century. I don't think there will be anybody better than Obama.
I'm not arguing his teleprompter skills.
Yep, 100%.
His reading skills are amazing. I mean, if this guy was doing audiobooks for his entire life, I would understand it.
I'd listen to it. I mean, the guy's charismatic.
I can't handle his voice anymore. Like, I make fun of his voice and I copy his voice and make jokes about it, but I can't handle it for long periods of time.
If he wasn't him, I'd hang out with him.
Right. If he wasn't Barack Obama, the ex-president and ex-politician, it might be okay to hang out with.
Why not?
You know what I mean? It might be okay to hang out with him. And you know what? you'd get a kick out of his voice. At that point in time, be like, dude, you have a really good voice. You should talk more often.
Can I throw a monkey wrench into things?
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you think about this? What do you think about this statement? This was somebody posted something on social media a while ago. The notion that, quote, this virus will last through the summer, close quote, it sounds a hell of a lot like, quote, jet fuel burns hot enough to melt steel beams, close quote.
Oof. Oof.
Do you want to go down that road?
I think I'm going to turn a sharp corner here and tell you about New Life Holistics. I think that's what I'm going to do.
Not the droids you're looking for.
That is not the droid you're looking for. Instead, let's talk about the neurofeedback system that New Life Holistic has available for you. It's an audio system. You plug in your headphones if you can't go visit them, because they're local to you, right?
Yeah, they're in the Chicago area.
The Chicago area. If you live in the Chicago area, the greater Chicago area, you can actually go, well, not right now, but you could go to his office and actually do the whole session right there in person. And especially useful for people that are here, that are far away, that go to different states, different countries, all the rest of it. You can call them up, plug in your ear pods, your headphones, all the rest of it, and just listen to the biofeedback loop. These things, they help with anxiety, PTSD, insomnia, depression, addiction, brain fog, memory loss, low energy, anger, irritability, chronic fatigue, chronic pain, headaches, migraines, mood swings, lack of motivation, and even the inability to focus or concentrate. If you have any of those problems, or maybe you just want to feel happier, maybe you just want to change that negative mindset that you have continually, or you just want to sleep a little bit better, the neurofeedback system over at New Life Holistic is the place to get it. It's used by NASA, the Mayo Clinic, Department of Defense, Navy SEALs, U.S. Olympic teams. Go check them out today. It's 1-888-4-BIOLIFE. That's 1-888-4-BIOLIFE. Or you go to their website, newlifeholistic.com. That's newlifeholistic.com. Tell them that Mojo Radio sent you. You get $50 off your first session after your free consultation. Check them out today. newlifeholistic.com. Mark my words. Biden predicts that Trump will try to postpone the election in 2020.
He already said today he's not going to. He already made a statement today he's not going to. He said he has no desire to do that. He likes November 3rd. It's a good date. He wants to keep it.
So what you're saying is Biden's a little late on this.
Well, he already acknowledged that Biden didn't say that, because a reporter asked him. Biden says this. He goes, no, Biden didn't say that. He goes, somebody made that up and attributed it to Biden. He says, no. So he even backed Biden up for not saying that.
Really?
Yes.
So he backed Biden up.
That. Yep.
See, this is from the Washington Examiner.
More fake news.
More fake news from the Washington Examiner then. If that's the case, Trump backed Joe Biden and said he didn't say that.
Biden is the greatest gift for re-election for Trump.
Oh,
Sanders
for
would be
sure.
difficult. Thank you, God. Biden is the nominee so far.
Well, Biden was always going to be the nominee.
I don't think Sanders wanted to be president, to be honest.
Sanders does well. The reason why Sanders can't be and doesn't want to be president is he can't be countercultural if he's the president.
Okay.
He can't be that voice is crying out in the wilderness. He can't be crazy Bernie Sanders socialist if he's the president. And he knows that.
His party won't let him. All those millionaires
Right.
lose their effing minds.
Right. You can go ahead and spout off your socialist crap all there, over there in the corner, Bernie. Get a whole bunch of followers and bring them over to us, is what they're saying to him. Bring them to us. We will tone it down a little bit, and we will put in Joe Biden, and Joe Biden will be the deal. And he just has to accept it.
Bernie, it's amazing. You know what? When you really think about it, can you really fault Bernie? Bernie didn't do anything that you couldn't have done, that I couldn't have done. Bernie Sanders just played the system better than we did. End of story.
Oh, yeah. No, he played the system well. Like, he came from a pretty wealthy background, but yeah, he played the system well. He was able to get himself, flights over to go see communism firsthand. He was able to
I
become
love Russia. I love my friend Cardi B. Her and I, we split a bowl together. We banged a couple of hookers.
exactly.
I did blow off of the ass of one of Cardi B's friends. I did. And let me tell you, it was the best blow I've ever had.
All right, Bernie. Now I'm gonna need you to go on over there. But yeah, he's not one of those guys that was ever going to be popular enough or sane enough to where the Democrats were ever going to take him and actually put him in the spotlight. But he was popular enough to where they had to give him a show.
Mm-hmm.
It was all about the show. It was always all about the show. They wanted the drama. They wanted the expression. They wanted him to bring in his socialist crap heap of people and then them to just suck them all up.
Don't you ever wish, really, I mean, you have the capability. I've got the capability. Other people we know have the capability.
Mhm.
Don't you ever wish that just socialism would just come to the country, sit back, let it destroy everything, and then we just go take what we want? I mean, I know that I'm a bigger asshole than you could ever decide to be, but I really, because I'm like, you want it, fine. If my neighbor wanted socialism, and he was a bleeding heart liberal, I wouldn't do anything to harm him or hurt him ever. I would support and embrace his way of life. But then when socialism came and I'm hungry and he's got food, sorry, buddy, I'm coming over to your house with force to take it.
Yeah, because it's socialism.
Thank you.
Right. And it's like, hey, bud, I don't have any food. You do. I'm going to take yours because I want it. And you have. And since you have, that means you're the bourgeoisie. And I'm a proletariat.
Bourgeoisie.
And I'm the proletariat.
You saucy son of a bitch.
Thank you. You're welcome for that.
Take that one.
And so I will take your stuff because I am poor in this one situation. And you can't do a thing about it because that's socialism.
Correct.
And you can elect it in all you want. It doesn't matter how you get it. All that matters is that when it comes, it's for good. It's like gonorrhea. When it happens, it's for good.
I see what you did. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. And finally,
Yeah.
rapper DMX.
X gonna give it to you.
X gonna give it to you. Rough Riders, yes. He's been off of the social medias. He's been off a whole bunch of stuff because, the one thing that I will say is that I thought when DMX went to Christian and he tried to do a Christian rap album, I thought that was the last one of it, and then he was going to go straight back to gangsta and roll through. Turns out I was wrong because he's now hosting Bible studies on Instagram Live.
I'm torn about this stuff. I really want to believe that people like I was gonna say P. Diddy,
Kanye,
Kanye West are legitimate.
the Yeezy.
But I've taken a dark route into my movie watching lately. Like I watched Exorcist and Exorcist 3 last night. Just skip the second one, go Exorcist, and then Exorcist 3.
The second one sucked. Don't even worry about it.
The third one is one of the single greatest psychological thrillers of all time, but it's almost a continuation of the first one. George Scott is phenomenal. But here's the problem is even the devil knows Jesus' name.
Right.
And even the devil can quote the Bible.
Yes.
So
Actually
my-
knows it better than you.
Yeah, that's my problem. And that is my big problem. And that's something that scares me more than anything. I'm afraid of nothing. I'm afraid of being wrong. I'm afraid of being misled. I'm afraid of the Antichrist coming in and me going, oh, look, Jesus is back. No, he's not.
That's not him.
Yeah, so I don't know. When these guys are doing this, I have a hard time. Are they leading you down the right path when they're doing this Bible revival stuff? I just don't know who to believe anymore.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm hoping he's doing the right thing, and I'm hoping it's going through, and it's a healing thing for him, and he's talking to people and preaching, and it seems like he is.
Is that it?
Yeah, It's been an hour, dude.
Me too.
Well, anyway, it has been an hour.
You can make that happen too.
I think you can. I think you can. But since it's been an hour, we're at the end of the show. Let's get the bell counts, and we'll be on the way.
Monday, April 27th, 2020. Today we have 5 innuendo bells, 68 actual bells, 6 rim shots, 1 clap, and 1 trigger for Megan saving the pork from the cat, giving us an A for the day. Peace out, boys, and stay healthy.
Gotta love saving pork from cats. That's how we do it here. Anyway, this is Defenders Live, DOA Show, DOAShow.com. Rants of Izzo right before us on the Mojo 50 Network. That's Dominic Izzo, at Dominic Izzo, at Rants of Izzo. We'll see you tomorrow night, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.